Okay, I admit that my last video ended with kind of a long list of do's and don'ts. Yet, no one who is sane and intelligent can argue against any of those rules as good ways to be. Humankind, the reality is that none of us are good all of the time. And not all of us are horribly evil. And without God's rules guiding our behavior choices and attitude decisions, we tend to just get more and more evil as we go. Just look at how our world has become. Point proven. And if you get to thinking that it's too hard to keep living your life by God, or to choose to live your life by God's rules because it's harder to keep doing than anything you ever dreamed of, just remind yourself that hell is more than 10 billion times harder than anything you could ever imagine. Also, keep in mind that even God knows that it's not easy to live by His rules, especially in today's world. To be sure, no one speaking the God's honest truth ever said that any of this was easy to do in any way, shape, or form. I know that I certainly never did. However, I do recall saying good and right. But easy? Ha! Not hardly. It is quite literally a lifelong process. And that's what grace is for, to help us through it. Of course, easy is for the weak. Being a child of God is for the strong. The too weak to try need not apply. And it is entirely worth the hard work and strength, because not only do we become better quality humans when we choose to live our lives by God's rules sincerely, we also get forever with Him. So, if you want to live a successful life, then keep it real and keep it simple. Remember what actually matters. Overall, give God the respect that He is due as God, and live every day happy that you get to be His forgiven child of love. No matter what impacts us throughout our lives, we must never turn our backs on the ways of goodness and compassion and all of the other best traits that we have inherited from our Divine Father. No matter the hurts we suffer, we don't let the damage break us. No matter the wrongs done against us, we don't let the anger that it causes twist us. No matter the losses we must endure, we don't let the grief consume us or the bitterness become us. No matter how many wounds or what kinds of scars that life on earth cruelly carves into our hearts with all of the worst that it attacks us with, we never truly lose our strength to keep choosing the good and right and God, even though the bad and wrong and self seem to be so much easier. And no matter how much we feel like life owes us, so we should get to choose to do and be whatever we want to, because of all of the evil that we have been forced to suffer through and survive, so wrongly as far as we are concerned. When we get past ourselves and stay true to the path of love for God and other humans as much as possible, and no matter what, then, and only then, is it shown by us just how indescribably beyond everything God and His power are. Pure, holy, divine, unfailing love. God is love, and love, sincere love of God, shows His children so radically different from how the world is. See? Purpose of life on earth undeniably fulfilled by that. High and Holy One who is love, thank you, my King, for thinking me up and deciding it would be good to create me. Though I many times falter and fail, being focused too much on my own silly self, I know that you have never and will never stop loving me. And I know that no matter what our enemy uses life to attack me with, I have never and will never stop loving you, even if I often don't like this path. My fervent prayer, always and for all my days, if by my might or if by my very life, let me always show you to the world as best I can, my everything Lord of love. If nothing else ever be said of me, let it be said that I am yours. Amen.